And we're back.
Hello, my friends in the Derby verse.
We are hanging out here. It's the Honey Bear hanging out with Pinky D.
Thank you, Honey Bear, for hanging out with me. I appreciate your hard work and dedication this season at the Cleveland Guardians. This is Honey Bear's first season announcing roller derby and has done a smashing job.
Well, I had a great teacher.
It's ever evolving. And you know who is great? Zora is great. Zora is out of the pack, lead jammer for the Pittsburgh Undead. This is Pittsburgh up against Philly. Pittsburgh in the white with the bloody red splatters. Philadelphia in the black with red accents. Lemon out on the track, teaming up with Dozer. Shut those elevator doors right on Shred, but dangerously out of play, has to let Shred go. Completes that initial pass.
And it looks called off by Zora, giving a nice little 4 points for Pittsburgh Undead. The Hooligans with no points on the scoreboard currently, but it is only a minute into the game here with the first jam of the first half.
You know, and I think we're on our way here. We keep forgetting to read these rosters. So after we complete this jam, we'll give a quick run through the rosters. Jamming for the Undead is number 96, Shaggy. And this wall is just solid. And while it's moving, because legally it has to move, it's just moving a millimeter and a millimeter and a millimeter at a time.
Yeah. It's a pretty body heavy game here going into it. A lot of very, very tough playing for the last 3 games, basically. We've been seeing a lot of heavy defense here. For those who are tuning in just now and who missed the game prior, you're in for it. This is definitely, you're going to see a lot of really big defensive plays with some here and there scoring. The last game, for sure, we didn't have a lot of big jams.
No, we did not. So that was a pretty low-scoring bout. Lots of back and forth there. I feel like we're going to see that again in this game. Now, both of these teams have, going into this bout, both have beaten Chicago. So let's see if they are going to, who's going to come out on top. Benito in position to try to clear away that inside line for Skidney Crosby. Well, Skidney and everybody going to the top there. I believe that was Fizz Ed taking Ohmwrecker off the track. Again, followed up with another hit by Smash Ketchum. Like Oxbig drawing Ohmwrecker back into turn 4.
And definitely, once again, we're seeing just a lot of defense going here. Both teams really not letting anything go through except for Skidney. Skidney did make it through.
And this is the second jam now. We're only in second jam, but both of these jams, it took over 30 seconds to establish a lead jammer. So, that's pretty intense work there. You're fighting for over 30 seconds to establish lead and then get into scoring position. But Ohmwrecker, stuck in that pack, completes the star pass, hands that over to Pitbull Dozer. 4 points for Skidney before calling it off.
And it looks like Crits went to the penalty box for the Undead there. Scores ahead by 1 with Pittsburgh at 4 and the Philadelphia Hooligans at 3.
You're going to do this to us this so early on in the game. You're hurting my heart here.
Yeah, definitely the battle for the Keystone State here.
Yes, absolutely.
Dangle is representing the star for the Pittsburgh Undead, and Wooler is wearing it for the Philadelphia Hooligans now, as both are trying to. Wooler's trying to make a giant gain for speed there, but it looks like Dangle made it out first.
Wooler still trapped, getting sandwiched in there by Nemesis. Oh, nice tap there by Nemesis. Actually spins Uller like a top. And when that top stopped spinning, it was out of bounds. Uller has to come back all the way behind Nemesis. While Dangle right in front of us here going shoulder to shoulder with Grasso, picks up 3 points and calls it off.
And it's making that 7 for the Pittsburgh Undead. And the Hooligans are at 3 still with 24:46 on the clock here. And it looks like Zora is going to be wearing the star for the Undead.
And tucked away underneath Zora, almost a little spoon in that pack, is number 40, Juke of Hearts. Ooh, Zora, though, getting tossed in that scrum start there by Benito. But Lemon, quite aggressive in that first bout, pushes Juke of Hearts out of bounds, draws Juke back, while Zora, taking advantage of that distraction at the front, gets lead jammer for the Undead. Ooh, nice little hop there from Zora, while Juke of Hearts being called on a forearm, going to the penalty box. This is a power jam.
All right, and Zora looking for a path to get through, but the Hooligans are making it very difficult for them. And it looks like they're finding that little space in between, and they got through. That's right. Okay, so now Zora is going to be pushing through as the lead jammer. And trying to find that space there. Some more Undead, trying to make some room for them.
Wow, really, 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 really smart play by the Undead. Slinging Grits drew back within the legal 10 feet separation from the back of the pack. Juke of Hearts was just looking forward, ran out of the penalty box, and immediately got the cut track call. Heads right back to the penalty box.
Still giving Zora the chance to gain some more points as they are in the lead here. If I call it off now, 12 points added to the Pittsburgh Undead. 16 points, sorry.
16 points, yeah.
Added there. Bringing the score up 20 points for 23, the Pittsburgh Undead, and 3 points for the Hooligans. 22:30 on the clock there. We're heading into Jam 5, I'm sorry.
And it looks like we're getting an official timeout. So, little fun fact here. I'm looking out on the track and I'm seeing number 585, Rad. Rad has a pretty amazing story in the land of Derby. Rad started out playing Derby in Rochester with Flower City Fear. Rad then, post-COVID, Flower City Fear's numbers were a little decimated. So Rad, Shram, Dick Move came to Cleveland, played a couple seasons with Cleveland. And then as they were rebuilding, got Flower City Fear back up to where they needed to be. But Mrs. Rad got a job in Pittsburgh, but they were still going to go ahead and be satellite skaters.
Yeah.
Rad finally, finished the season with Flower City and decided that they were going to finally play Derby where they live. So this is Rad's first game with the Pittsburgh Roller Derby Undead. And fun fact, all of Rad's first games with each leagues have been here in Cleveland.
With Keith, that's right. And Juke of Hearts really working to get around the Undead. They made it dang near impossible to do that. And it looks like Shaggy's really trying to push through the Hooligans here.
Honcho and Rad at the front of the pack. There you go, Rad using control. Rad pushes Juke of Hearts out of bounds, but Honcho takes the drawback. Juke of Hearts, though, came out of that penalty box, got lead, gets a couple points, and calls it off.
Scores 23-5. Pittsburgh Undead on the lead there. 21-17 on the clock here as we head into the next jam.
So, we're here in Cleveland Heights Community Center. If you're here in the venue, be sure to pick up merch, visit the beer booth. There are beer specials here. Excuse me.
That's definitely what the Chicago team was gearing up for here. They fun fact, or it was told to us that they wanted to play games 1 and 2 of this tourney so that they can sit for game 3 and enjoy some brews.
I'm sure they're drinking their Malort. I believe I saw a lovely reel on social media where they were moving some things around in a inconspicuous place, just a store, a cupboard, whatever. And oh, look at that behind this is the bottle of Malort.
The infamous bottle of Malort. As a West Coaster, I had no idea what Malort was until I moved out to the Midwest and was told how deadly it was, and I still haven't yet to try it. Maybe one of these days, the Honey Bear will drink some with the Brews Brothers.
Absolutely, that was also something that Pinky Donchadero was not aware of and learned quickly. Like, oh,
this is a thing. Speaking of things, we got a bunch going on here. Dangle Sauce is representing the star for the Undead, and Homestar Roller is in the lead now, wearing the star for the Hooligans. There's a little dance there from Dangle.
I was so confused there. I was like, is Dangle in the penalty box? Didn't get a penalty. No, just Nurse Ratchet launched Dangle towards the penalty box.
This has definitely been a very physical game for sure. All of them have been pretty physical. This one is very physical.
Yeah.
And Dangle making his way around the track. We get a call off, though, from Homestar.
It's like no points on that last pass for... Oh, no points for Undead. 3 more for Hooligans, so 7 total. This is where Pinky learns her colors.
Hey.
Our lovely referees, Brianna Ruins and Chemical Restraint. Chemical Restraint has the white armband on to represent that lead, is the jam ref for Pittsburgh, while Ruins has the black armband for Philadelphia Hooligans. And this is the test to see if Pinky's glasses are current. Skidney going up against Zora. Skidney able to get around Jackson, which, should get points for that alone. Is your lead jammer.
Oh, crash in there. Skinny trying to break through the pack, but pushed out.
I don't know why, and I regret it. What Dave Matthews Band crash into me is stuck in my head now.
Oh, no. Whoa.
Oh, it's terrible. It's awful that I know these things. Gross.
Oh, I get to give you grief for that.
You can.
Grief for the rush.
I'm ruining my reputation by knowing Dave Matthews. I do have a funny Dave Matthews story. So apparently Dave Matthews, when he plays in Pittsburgh, really, really, really likes the inclines and the view from Mount Washington.
Okay.
At one point, I had a job where I commuted and I used the incline. I was coming off of the incline and I kind of had my head down and I looked up and I almost walked smack into a human. And as they walked past me, I went, I think that's Dave Matthews. And it sure was. So
you could have really told him what you thought.
Yeah.
And looks like we got Shaggy going against Wooler. And Shaggy really trying to push through, really throwing the body around, trying to get through Philly.
Scarlett trying to offer some offense there and break up that tripod. Shaggy drawing that pack forward, baiting them out of play, gets lead. Ooh. Wooler rolls off of Jackson directly into Lemon. Pittsburgh doing a great job controlling Wooler. Wooler's desperately trying to make some maneuvers here. Was star in hand, was thinking about making a star pass, but Grazo going to the penalty box. So when your pivot's in the penalty box, you just gotta keep pushing.
And the score currently is 31-16. For Undead ahead here. But Shaggy's going to grab some more points for them. This comes around.
Yeah, I don't think Oler has completed the initial pass, so I'm hearing whistles, whistles, whistles.
Some cowbells, too.
Yep. Scar going to the penalty box. Shaggy going to the penalty box. I did not see what happened, and it looks like we might have a down skater.
That's going to lead us into an official timeout here. Once again, we would like to thank everyone who helps us keep the wheels rolling in this sport. That's officials, announcers, photographers, the lovely stream team here, the medics, obviously, the volunteers, sponsors, vendors, and of course the fans listening, watching, hanging out with us currently. This event could not happen without you, and we really, really appreciate you all being here. Maybe you could show some love. You can go and maybe pick up some merch, if you know what I mean.
And if you're not physically here, go to the Cleveland Guardians website. You can pick up your merch there on the website. You can order an awesome MRDA Mystery scrimmage jersey. It's pretty cool. It's Goosebumps themes.
Yeah.
It's got little question marks all over it. I keep considering that, Pittsburgh has now added a third team called the Ghouls. And there's those moments where Pinky goes, should we play Derby again and get all these cool scrim tops?
Yeah.
Or just, Pinky has a collection so that Pinky can go to tournaments and do jersey swaps.
There you go. Somehow, some way, you'll get them all.
Yes. Got to collect them all.
Yeah, absolutely.
I posted on Instagram earlier today, that I'm jealous of all the jersey swaps. And I do have a one-of-a-kind vintage 2010 Steel City Blitzburgh Bombers jerseys that I would like to initiate a trade.
Oh,
I believe that I have one in the works with my good pal Snuffy. So me and Snuff, let's do some jersey trades. I feel like Snuffy, because that was back in the Skinny Pinky days. Snuffy might be the only one that fits into the Skinny Pinky jersey. So.
Well, speaking of jerseys, we got the Undead in the white and the Hooligans in the black. And they're setting up for this jam here. We're still in the first period with 15:20 on the clock there. This is Jam 11. There's Frank Shred Hot wearing the star for the Hooligans. Shaggy is also wearing a star, but only for the Undead.
And he's in the penalty box, so that was a power start. This might be an opportunity for Philly, but you've got Hebrew. Hebrew is one of those underrated blockers. He's always where his team needs him to be. He always comes in clutch, doesn't necessarily make those big hits, but he's in the way.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to be. You need to be in the way of the jammer.
That's right. It's basically the main thing.
It's the point of roller derby.
One of the points. To get points is another.
Exactly. If you're the jammer, you get the points. If you're the blocker, you get in the way of the opponent. The opponent.
The opponent.
This is the Pink Pony Jammer.
Currently, the score is 38 Pittsburgh, 19 Philadelphia. Homewrecker is wearing the star for the Undead, and Homestar is for the Hooligans.
Well, Homestar Roller really up on those toe stops, pushing at this wall. I feel like those, high school football drills where you just see them pushing the sled across the field. This is what this is. And I don't know. Those are blockers I don't want to push.
No.
Honcho cut a little piece of Homestar Roller, but Homestar Roller was able to stay in bounds and get that lead jammer determination. And we have a star pass to Mike Honcho.
Homestar calls it off. Does it look like there was any points gathered in that one? No, 2 points gathered up for Philadelphia. Giving them a nice 21 there.
Pittsburgh still in the lead at 38, but this is what, a 17-point differential. We had one jam by Zora, jam number 5, 16 points. So Philly could easily match that and bring this to a tie game. And if I'm going to bet on a jammer to do that, I would bet on Skidney Crosby.
Yeah.
But you also have Dangle Sauce out there.
Yeah.
And Dangle Sauce doesn't get iced out too often.
No, they have both been very, very, very good at being able to find those little pathways to get through, to like kind of move their way over. Especially Dangle is really good about throwing the body around to move people out of the way, being his size and whatnot. But Skidney is a little bit more, likes to take some jumps here and there, likes to fly a little bit. But currently, neither of them are being able to use any of those little tricks. Oh, Dangle tried to throw the body in there and get some speed, but was definitely fought off by the Hooligans.
Yeah, this tripod of Mike Oxbig, Smash Ketchum, and Rolling Thunder have Dangle's number.
Yeah.
It's Sidney Crosby at almost the 1 minute mark, a little bit before that, picks up lead. Again, we're seeing it take 30 seconds or more to establish a lead or establish initial pass. And Sidney Crosby, unfortunately, going to the penalty box. I did not see the call there, so I'm not sure exactly what Skidney did. But Dangle has to complete this initial pass to really take advantage of Skidney being in the penalty box in this power jam.
And Dangle's just kind of biding their time a little bit, trying to find the opening they can get through. Doesn't want to exert too much energy because they got to get in there. They got to stay in there for another 10 seconds or so.
With Mike Oxbig just all over Dangle. It's almost like Mike Oxbig has a magnet and he just keeps getting attracted and stuck to Dangle. And Dangle can't shake him. And we come to the expiration of that jam. 4 points for Sidney Crosby. Another scoreless jam for the Undead. Still sitting at 38. Philadelphia Hooligans at 25. Looks like we are going to get a team timeout. And let's see, Cleveland Guardians, we are excited to announce the 2025 home season at the Cleveland Heights Community Center, right here where we are today, where we've been all season. So big shout out, thank you to the Cleveland Heights Community Center. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay connected with live updates by following our Facebook and Instagram using the handle @Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah, inspired by the 2024 MRDA Championships, Cleveland Guardians will be attending the Brummies Summer Smash Tournament. That's going to be hosted by the Crash Test Brummies for the 2025 season. This will be the Guardians' first international away weekend where they will be playing against teams from 3 different counties.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll see seeing you, maybe me, maybe you.
Oh, let's go. Let's do it. Come with us.
Yeah.
Come with
You
us.
should all join us out there. Hopefully we can stream it out there, but that would be wonderful. But if not, they will definitely be posting about it and doing all that stuff. But big things happening for the Cleveland Guardians here in this upcoming season.
Yeah, absolutely. Such big things, we definitely made a big presence in the UK and we can't wait to go back. And we're going to talk about how you can help us after we see what's going on here. That looks like that was a no pass, no penalty. So no lead for Uller, even though out of the pack first. That opens it up for Zora. Also no pass, no penalty. So, wow, no lead in this jam. This is quite unusual.
Yeah.
We only usually see this with, penalties, truthfully.
Yeah.
But this will go to the full 2 minutes of the jam clock.
And Zora being held back there by the Hooligans as they try to find their opening there. With Uller finding the way out.
Uller coming up, against like what I like to call a tall wall. You've got Honcho, you've got Lemon, you've got Brad out there. I mean, While you want to be in derby stance down low, all these folks have to do is stand up, and Uller is eclipsed by them. Uller gets just a tap there. I think that was Rad with the tap, draws back into turn 2, while Zora at the front of the pack trying to find a way. Mike Honcho, I love Mike Honcho and his offense. Gives kind of Zora that little nod.
Yeah.
And breaks the inside. Then he splits the difference in the middle, but comes back to join the back wall. Gets called on a penalty. So Mike Honcho is going to sit for 30 seconds.
Marv broke up the Undead there to allow Uller to break free and start skating around, as Uller was stuck behind about 3 of them.
Get no lead, but Uller with 3 scoring passes. Actually, that's going to be the 4th. That's a 16-point jam for Uller. This is the highest scoring jam for the Hooligans, only to match Zora's 16-point jam in jam number 5 for Pittsburgh. Oh no, I'm sorry. Looks like they maybe made a little bit of changes in the points. That was actually only a 12-point jam. So Zora is still holding the record so far.
Score is currently 46 Pittsburgh, 37 Philadelphia, with 8 minutes to go in this half. We are in jam 15.
Wow, still just the first half.
Yeah.
Shaggy kind of boinging off of that wall to reset. But Shred Hot out of the pack first is your lead jammer.
And Rolling Thunder has made it to the box. And it's called off.
From the floor.
Oh, yeah. Shred Hot called that? Yeah.
Shred Hot's like, lay down here for a second and call this off.
It's been a very physical game, so I can understand why anybody would want to lie down right now.
Sometimes, you don't want the penalty, but you also want the penalty so you can sit down.
Yeah.
Wow. So Philly doing a great job just chipping away.
Yeah.
We have a 5-point game differential. Pittsburgh Undead still in the lead at 46. Philly closing in at 41. We've got 7 minutes and 3 seconds left in this first half. And we were talking about the UK trip. So if you're interested in sponsoring the Cleveland Guardians, that would be awesome. Help us get to the UK. We offer affordable rates to help promote your brand on all platforms. Email us at clevelandguardians@gmail.com to see how we can help your business during our upcoming 2025 season. That's my natural reaction. We were sponsored by Roller Derby Athletics for all the Power Jams. Yeah. So, every time Power Jam, we mentioned Roller Derby Athletics. Sponsor the penalty box, sponsor the timeout, sponsor the jam line. Every time things happen there, we talk about you. We mention your name. Mm-hmm. Do you know how many times at championships we talked about the Flay official review? Flay did a great job, crowdsourced the money to purchase that Filet official review. We talked a lot about Filet. We talked about the Cleveland Guardians a lot because they sponsor timeouts.
Yeah.
Somebody now should give a sponsorship to lead jammer Omrecker, number 30.
I'm thinking about taking out sponsorship for him right there.
Yeah. Oh no. Omi on the ground, on his knees, calling off the jam, is able to pick up a couple points there. Actually, looks like that was 3. And we talked about that. So that trip to the UK is actually save the date. Put this in your calendar. June 28th and 29th. It's going to be 6 teams: South Wales, Tyne and Fear, Crash Dash Bummies, Cleveland Guardians, Panama Squad, and a team to be determined.
Mystery.
Yep. It's a MRDA Mystery.
I was going to say that. And we got Zora wearing the star for the Undead. Skidney bringing it for the Hooligans, and both are trying to get through. Oh, Scooby just pummeling the Undead there, breaking free to get the lead while Zora is still fighting the Hooligans there. Oh, it's Skinny with a nice dance there. Just sashaying away.
Now, if my memory serves correctly, I think this is the first season for Skidney with the Philadelphia Hooligans and has definitely made quite an impression.
Mhm.
I think the first time I saw Skidney was at roller derby tournament.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and we have a star pass to Dozer, number 9.
Such a big star pass. You have to hack something else.
And look what we have here.
There's a lead change happening as we spoke. It looks like the Philadelphia Hooligans are up 53 and the Pittsburgh Undead are at 49. It's not much of a lot of points between them,
Nope.
but
Absolutely not. And you know what you do during lead change?
what's that?
You take a shot. You join the Chicago Bruise Brothers in the audience and you take a little sip of your Malort, followed by a swig of your beer, and you watch Shaggy get lead jammer.
Well, Shaggy deciding that he wants to close out that lead for the Hooligans and try and take it back for the Undead. But he's met by some Hooligans who are definitely not going to let him through. They're going to fight off as much as possible. With Uller trying to also get through the Undead, who are really making it difficult.
Oh, I see Shaggy getting up. I'm thinking that was a penalty being called on Shaggy. Seeing chemical restraint tap the back of her helmet, so it could have been blocking with the head. Penalty box filling up.
Oh, yeah.
Grasso and Mike Honcho.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I felt that.
Yeah.
I felt that. Jackson, big hit on Uller while Uller was in air. Uller splattered all over the inside of that track.
And that's the reason why Jackson got MVP blocker in the first game.
Absolutely. Jackson actually tried to retire.
Oh, yeah.
And he couldn't stay away. He came back.
It just pulls you back in.
It absolutely does. Ooh. Again, nice work there by Jackson. Just a little dip, tap on Uller, takes Uller off his skates and out of bounds. So now he's got to draw back. And there's the sportsmanship. Jackson just giving a little high five like, yeah.
No bad blood. No bad blood in the Keystone State here.
My apologies to all of you on the broadcast. So very, very, very sorry.
What about me?
I'm very sorry to you too. I feel like there needs to be a bubble around me so that, I keep it to myself. You've been so kind in making sure that I was hydrated and that I have my Gatorade.
Well, the Undead have come back and they have looking for some brains here amongst the Hooligans, bringing it to 57 and 53.
Wow. 4-point game.
It's a real back and forth going on here.
It really is.
If you're playing the game of swigging every time there's a lead change, it definitely would be the time now.
You might have to do like a swig of water
in between.
In between. Maybe alternate your beverages because, this could be dangerous for you.
And definitely for some, maybe some chicken soup.
Does somebody want to bring me a grilled cheese sandwich and chicken soup, please?
Well, it looks like Omi is trying to bring some points to the Undead, but he's not getting through because the Hooligans got bailed out there by number 5. And he's free.
Oh, and hands in the air like he just doesn't care.
Later, there's a big boom that happened over there. As Fizz Ed is trying to push through, and I believe is holding the star. And Omi is just cruising right now as the defense all try to battle it out together. Just looking for the in, but he's just getting kind of pushed out slowly by Nito.
Oh, wow. Grit's coming in here and trying to help with offense and just move this tripod forward.
If you can break it up a little bit, you can try and get through. More Undead are trying to get in there, but it is called off.
Welcome back, Derbyverse. This is the second half of the final game of the MRDA Mystery tournament. Pittsburgh Undead in the white with red blood spatters in the lead at 63, with Philadelphia Hooligans at 53, just nipping at their heels. And I'm going to have a guest announcer here for the second half. Chewy, thanks for joining me.
I just jogged in from the lobby, so I am.
Yeah. Oh, and you jogged in just in time for Bulldozer to go to that penalty box.
I would tell you, this has been a really fun game to watch. I feel like the score flips every few seconds.
It absolutely does. I have the statistics to prove it. So it looks like we've got Shred Hot again with the star for Philly. Zora jamming for the Undead.
Facing a solid wall there by Philly.
Philly able to get around Hebrew. Shred Hot picks up lead, but Zora is not far behind.
Oh, a little tumble there at the apex.
And this is a very light pack. It looks like we've got two Hooligans in the penalty box standing now. So, they have less than 10 seconds to rejoin this next jam. Well, Hebrew, number 66 for the Undead, serving his time. That was 3 all on that pass. So we're still, again, 10 points. 10 points, 10 points, 10 points.
Yeah, every jam, I feel like we're going to see a difference in score here. Because these are two solid teams with two solid walls.
And both of these teams beat Chicago. So, they were both poised to come into this like there's no favorite because they both did the same thing.
Yeah, and it's nice that it was against the same team so you could really see, like, comparison-wise.
Now,
I love triple headers.
I do too. And you know what? Pittsburgh with the advantage as Homestar Roller heads to the penalty box. I unfortunately, again, didn't see what that penalty was, but this is a power jam for Shaggy.
Coming around turn 1, Philly is holding strong, but it looks like we got Shaggy still pushing hard in that turn, making progress.
Cool. Big follow-up there. Hit by Grasso takes Shaggy off the track.
Some of those hits by Grasso today have been just right at the right time, sending people flying. These have been some hard-hitting games.
I've
played quite a few MRDA games, but these ones have just seen a different level.
I mean, there are moments where I could feel the wind go out of my lungs on a hit. Jackson at the front of the pack, getting a little bit of an assist by Hebrew. But Homestar Roller able to break free. That's just the initial pass while Shaggy's out here scoring.
Calling it off. Maybe a couple points for Philly. Let's see.
Looks like Bruins wagging 4 points for the Undead. I'm not seeing anything from Chemical Restraint.
It's hard to see the angle from where we're at here. I thought maybe it was 1 or 2, but
yeah. Oh, looks like we're getting an official review. I'm going to drop my headset and go out there and find out what's going on.
All righty. I will hold on everything here. As we wait for the follow-up on this official review, just want to let you know the Cleveland Guardians are actively recruiting and we want you. No experience is needed to join the team. We'll teach you everything you have to know about roller derby from the wheels up. Our sport offers community and connection with a diverse group of skaters. Email at recruiting@clevelandguardians.com for more details and find out how you can be a Guardian today. And that includes joining our officiating team, on or off skates, or our bowing members who compete in the games. So there's definitely a space for everyone here in the Cleveland Guardians. So as our officials are mulling over the details of that official review, we want to make sure we thank everyone who helps us keep the wheels keeps the wheels rolling in this sport, including our officials, announcers, photographers, medics, volunteers, sponsors, vendors, and of course, all of our fans here today. This event could not happen without all of your support, and we thank you so much for that. As I mentioned before, we are actively recruiting in all areas. That includes volunteers, officials, scorekeepers, people from the announcing side, skating, all kinds of things here. So there's definitely a place for you in the Cleveland Guardians Derby family if you wish to join us. All right. Whoop. Might have been no pass, no penalty there for Philly. So no lead jammer yet as we go into jam number 3 of the second half of this bout.
Gosh, it's only jam number
I know. Oh, it looks like no lead jammer. We had a star pass for the Pittsburgh Undead. It's going to be a full 2-minute jam.
It seems like we've had a lot of these in this bout.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just by design that they like to run the clock, or if they just were getting those penalties at the last second or the star passes.
Jackson rejoining his teammates out on the track. Caps off that wall. Oh, tries to make one final sweep, but Sidney Crosby able to dip underneath it, picks up 4 points.
So Quick Bulldozer fighting for a point there. Makes it around for all 4 points for Pittsburgh, but followed closely behind by Sidney Crosby.
Oh, we are back to a 10-point game. Philadelphia currently besting Pittsburgh on this jam so far 8-4, but it's got still within that 10 points.
Yeah. And then if you're watching the stream and aren't familiar with Derby, the reason that we're not able to stop play is because both jammers lost the opportunity to be lead. So this is going to be a full 2-minute jam, which we have about 10 seconds left. Enough time for, it looks like, Philadelphia Hooligans to score a few points. See if we can get a couple by Pittsburgh.
And actually, I think this was the first time I've seen points be put up on the board in the star pass. So impressive that those are picking up those 8 points. Just making sure we're not throwing up any more hand signals there. That additional 4, that was 16 points for Sidney Crosby, and the Hooligans. So we are officially at a 6-point game. 6 points.
All right. Dangle Sauce, the line for Pittsburgh Undead, and Frank Shred Hot from Philly. Both jammers caught in strong opposition walls. Looks like Pittsburgh getting run back here for by number 4 there from Philly. I can't quite read the name.
Number 4 is Nurse Ratchet.
Nurse Ratchet.
I don't recognize Nurse Ratchet in an actual jersey and not a makeshift towel. Ooh, and this wall just keeps closing the door on Dangle Sauce. Dangle Sauce being pushed off the track by Grazzo. Ooh, and Grazzo leveling Nemesis.
Some of Grazzo's hits, wow, just quick and hard.
Shred Hot managing to pick up lead. Again, we're almost 30 seconds into this jam before we've had an established lead. We've seen that quite a lot in this bout. Great sportsmanship there by Grasso, making sure that the referees were aware that Dangle Sauce was down and getting the jam called off.
Once again, great thanks to our medics here. We have a great team that's been with the Cleveland roller derby community for several years, and it really helps to have medics that are really familiar with the sport. They just are able to know sometimes before we even hit the ground that we need help.
Yeah, it looks like we're having a couple skaters treated, and it looks like we're going to get another official review. So let me head on out to here.
All righty. And while she's out there finding out more information about this official review, I once again want to acknowledge the fact that Pinky D has received the Volunteer of the Year award from the MRDA, was awarded at the 2024 MRDA Championship. Congratulations. We really appreciate everything you do for us in this sport. And the Guardians also had an award go to your mom's favorite skater, Wikipedia, who received the MRDA Evan Batwing Jones Memorial Sportsmanship Award. These are some of the highest awards from the MRDA, and we're lucky to have both of these incredible individuals involved with our team. Are you interested in sponsoring the Cleveland Guardians? Help us get to the UK in 2025. We offer affordable rates to help promote your brand on all of our platforms. Email us at clevelandguardians@gmail.com to see how we can help your business during our upcoming 2025 season. All right. Thanks again to our officials for paying close attention and reviewing those plays for us. Got Zora in the lead for the Pittsburgh Undead, approaching the pack, clearing at least 1 point, fighting for the next 3. We do have a power jam here for Pittsburgh, so let's see how many points they can get on the board before we see Frank Shred Hot released from the box.
Chewy, thanks for holding that down for me while I was out there learning all the secrets
No problem.
in official land. And Shred Hot out of the box hot, completes that initial pass pretty quickly while Zora a little bit stuck, but manages some offense, gets some offense from by Hebrew, scoots around, gets 4 points, and quickly calls it.
Still a very close game. Plenty could happen here in the next 21 minutes.
There's 21 minutes.
I know.
Oh my goodness. Well, this has been a crazy full day of Derby here in Cleveland at the Cleveland Heights Community Center. I think for most of us, this might be our last of the season. We've all deserved a well-earned break.
Yeah, especially after how busy it's been. And we got a lot coming up next year, so we'll have plenty of Derby on the horizon. But right now, we're enjoying the Pittsburgh Undead versus Philadelphia Hooligans, 82-73 current score, but still anyone's game.
Hearing whistles, not sure who's being called out. Looks like that's being a penalty being assessed to the pivot, Mike Honcho, while lead jammer being awarded to Homestar Roller.
Oh, taking a nice hit there from Grasser, but staying in bounds.
Cool Jackson with a nice shove on Homestar Roller forces that call off. See if there, I think that might have only been 3 points earned by the Hooligans.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Captain Uller jamming for the Hooligans up against, this is a captain on captain jam. Captain Olmrecker and Captain Uller.
My captain. Both facing some tough walls, but it looks like, is it Uller? Uller pushing that Pittsburgh wall further up into turn 2.
Ooh, and Slinging Grits coming up there to catch Uller, holds Uller for a second, but Uller able to shake that off. Is your lead jammer.
Looks like we have the star off for Pittsburgh, but that actually resulted in a nice little sneaky move there for Olmrecker, keeping the star.
Little star stasheroonie. Olmrecker able to get out of the pack, complete the initial, but Uller was in control, gets 4 points, calls that off, and this is now a 2-point game. have activated my lungs.
It's been a long day for you, especially all the talk.
Oh my goodness. And again, this is good. I got into London on the 3rd. On the 4th, I lost my voice. I did everything I could to get it back somewhat to be able to announce MRDA champs. And I was like, I'm fine. I can lose my voice. Oh, no, I can't. I have MRDA Mystery to still do.
No. Well, we really appreciate everything you put into the score. I was talking in the break about how you won the MRDA Volunteer of the Year. It was definitely well
Oh,
deserved.
thank you. Again, crying. And who is not crying? It's Frank Shredhot. He's cheering all the way around the track as lead.
Choosing to call it off before the Pittsburgh Undead were able to net any points on that jam. So it looks like we have a change in score. Philadelphia Hooligans coming up out in front with 84 and Pittsburgh Undead 82.
Looks like we're going to get a team timeout requested by the Undead. Always a good opportunity. We're 18 minutes, 20 seconds left in the second half. Pittsburgh Undead making sure they use their timeouts wisely. They won their official review, so they still have that. If it should come down to clutch, could always use that official review as a timeout just to kind of bring things in, bring things down, re-strategize. So this actually is the first time that Todd is appearing as the head coach for the Pittsburgh Undead.
Oh, nice.
Todd officially retired at the end of the season and has stepped into the role of head coach. So big things to come with Todd in that position.
I do love when skaters move to coaching positions and just stay involved with the sport. That makes me very happy.
Well, hey, we spent all this time learning the sport, devoting time to the sport. You can't just give up. You just have to take it into a different capacity. Where do your talents lie? Is it coaching? Is it reffing? Is it announcing? Just funnel that somewhere else and can keep this passion for the sport alive. I see keep like a leap and a leap and a leap, but really no one advancing. They just keep getting, sucked back into the pack. That's
kind of a whirlpool.
It really is. I think that's Duke of Hearts wearing the star. We haven't seen Duke yet this half, and Duke being called to the penalty box in such a tightly contested game. You don't want to lose your jammer to the penalty box. Shaggy gets out as lead.
Looking to get some of those points back to get the lead back to Pittsburgh.
Oh, and just, bounces off of Benito. Benito heading to the box while Shaggy picks up 4 points. So remember the days of ghost points?
Was it the jammer lap point?
Yeah, the jammer lap point. Because that actually, in the olden days, this would have been 2 5-point passes.
I think I started there right at the edge of us getting rid of those.
Yeah.
And I was learning to officiate. So we learned it one year, and the next year, like, hey, remember that thing we talked about last year? Ignore it.
Men in Black, we're zapping your brain of that jammer lap point.
Nice evasive moves there by Shaggy, picking up another 4 points for the Undead. Making it a 12-point jam for the Undead as we see a release from the box of Duke of Hearts.
Nice follow-up hit there by Pit Bulldozer. And that's another penalty from Duke of Hearts. So even though Shaggy's in lead, he's going to just maximize this, keep rolling.
Ooh, these are the kind of jams that you wish for as a jammer, because you got nothing to worry about but making your points, and all your blockers are 100% focused on helping you get through.
So it looks like that was an additional 3 points at the end, total of 19. I can't believe it, Chewy. We're in jam number 8 of the second half, and we're now just hitting the century mark. This happened in the last game with Philly and the Bruise Brothers. I mean, we were even further into that game before we hit 100+ points.
We're seeing some tight roller derby here today.
It really is. This is crazy.
And I missed game number 2, but I know game number 1 was pretty tight all the way really well.
Home record out there on a power start. Oh, just rolling away, getting lead while Duke of Hearts still sitting in that penalty box. Now on a scoring pass. as the box starts to clear out. First Lemon, first Mike Oxbig, now Duke of Hearts back on the track. And we're going to trade some blockers. Oh, wow. That was like a shirt whip to throw a record out of the pack.
Landing on the ground,
Yeah,
but still. Looks like we have a penalty being called.
I kind of thought that was going to be a cut track, and it was, and that's not good.
All right, power jam here for Duke of Hearts, hoping to get some of those points back. Up against Pittsburgh Undead's wall. Oh, looks like that's Rad out there. Rad recently transferred from Flower City Roller Derby. Former former Guardians player.
Rad finally
Cleveland teams.
Rad finally playing for a team where he actually lives.
Yes.
They've been in Pittsburgh for a while now, and they made the change and are in Pittsburgh.
And kudos to him for commuting for that long. I know it's really tough, but for something you care about, I can see
if you work so hard to establish Flower City, to build Flower City back up, staying through it as long as you can.
Settled.
Yep. So you feel comfortable that they're in the position you want them to be in. And we have a double star pass over to Homestar Roller, as well as a star pass to Mike Poncho.
It's going to be a 2-minute jam in the last 10 seconds. So looks like we have some equipment down on the track.
Equipment and a Duke of Hearts down on the track. So it looks like that's 8 points all for both Mike Concho and Homestar Roller. Oh no. Did Jam Burglar get taken out?
I didn't quite catch the impact. I just saw the conclusion. A skate malfunction. I did see a couple wheels and a truck out there.
Oh no. Jam Burglar, my derby child.
Looks like we're getting the rest of the pieces of that skate off the track. Looks like a skater from the Hooligans had a skate malfunction. Never fun mid-game.
No, absolutely not.
Raptor.
And derby is an expensive sport. And to think of all that money that you've invested in your skate and then it explode while you
I know,
on the
mid-game.
track. Yep. And normally we have Coco here with
next level skate shop.
So we don't have a on site
emergency skate maintenance. I wonder how many leagues could benefit from that, the emergency skate maintenance.
So that should be a sponsor, at every tournament is a skate shop there to help out. Cartoon Heather. Oh,
returning from
she got hurt in the first in maybe the third or fourth jam in the first bout. Oh look, Heather's getting her skates. Oh, see, this is the derby love.
Derby.
Yep. Heather's not skating. Heather went to her gear bag to get her skates to take them over to Juke. Oh, Heather. Heather is OG. There are several skaters out here. Myself, well, obviously not skating, but myself, Tower of Terror, Tot, Heather. This is our 18th season of roller derby.
Wow.
So we started way back in the early days. I think that Steel City was in the original 100 first WFTDA league. So I am a derby dinosaur.
A derby legend, you might say. Yeah, I've only been involved with the sport since 2016, but it's neat to see how many fresh faces there are every season, and it's really great that even just local teams like Guardians, Burning River, Crooked River, we're seeing just handfuls of new skaters every year. That's just awesome.
So Wheeler out there with lead. Dangle Sauce picking up the star for the Undead. We haven't seen Dangle since Jam 4. Dangle biding some time, waiting for Jackson to come up and offer some offense. Smart maneuvering there. Dangle Sauce just pushing, barreling through Benito.
This is a fast-moving pack today.
This is
on this particular jam.
Dangle looks like he has something to prove, and he is making this pack move fast.
Mm-hmm. Finishing it up with a 6-4 jam in favor of the Hooligans. chipping away at that lead held by the Pittsburgh Undead. Again, this has been a very tight game all the way through, and it's still the same here, only about a 15-point difference.
Yep. You're good. You can math fast.
I could only do it because it was 13, and then
it
minus 2 is 98. Very, very quick just for that reason. I swear, most times I was an English major. I don't know math.
I talk good. Oh, right. And right, Shred Hot out there for the Hooligans. Zora skating for the Undead. Zora, a dual charter skater, skates for the Undead and for Steel City. Also plays on B side. So, does some borderless games as well as USARs. So Zora, Zora go fast.
A lot of derby.
A lot of derby. Ooh, Shred Hot tussling there with Jackson. Looks like some unintentional skates getting caught up there and Jackson going down. Zora seeing that Shred Hot was about to get into scoring position, already picked up her points, calls it off.
I do enjoy how many times I see the opposing jammers high-fiving each other after the game, after the jam, especially a particularly tough one.
Exactly. Hey, you both were in that melee. You both made it through. Why not give each other a congratulations on it? We survived. Shaggy out there jamming for the Undead, taking advantage of the fact that there is only 2 hooligan blockers on the track. Shaggy
still giving, wow, recycling back, still giving a good fight.
And impressive. 2 blockers holding Shaggy back. Sydney Crosby able to still, use that distraction and get through the pack.
Ooh,
gets lead.
Apex jump.
And lands that beautiful apex jump. 4 points and calls it.
That was some excellent blocking there by the Hooligans. It is not easy to block when you're down blockers, but they definitely held pretty hard in a very crucial jam.
Yeah. Oh, very. These derby bouts today have been kind of crazy.
It really have.
So much back and forth. Trading jams, going 6, 7, 8 jams with no points, and then hitting a 20-point jam and changing the trajectory of the game. Everyone caught up here in the middle. Slow going. Ohmwrecker getting some assistance by number 5, Nemesis.
It looks like Homestar Roller is battling out and has grasped the lead jammer status for this jam. So you get a star pass here, or attempted star pass.
Just a little bit. Star Stash Rooney has that star in hand and takes down Mego to get out of that pack. The Homestar Roller.
I feel like we've seen a few stashes.
Yeah, we definitely have. We definitely have seen a few stashes. Hearing from the penalty box, Mike Concho telling the bench that he is sitting on 6 penalties with 8:44 left in this half. Oh, definitely want to reserve Honcho. He is a key member. He pivots so he can take that star. But Mike Honcho offers amazing offense. I think that's one of his strengths in the Undead.
Yeah, you definitely got to be careful when you hit 5 or 6 penalties. When you get the 7th, you are done for the day. So that was why they were warning their teammate there. Track cut there by Frank Shred Hot. Oh, that's going to hurt.
And that leaves it wide open for Dangle Sauce. Dangle picks up lead. Ooh, and Dangle Sauce is so powerful, can take on this tripod by himself. Backwards, I believe from my UK announcer saying, but first, Dangle does it. It gets out 4 points. That's for you, Snoogans, but first. And Dangle spins around, shows butt, and calls it off. I think there were no points on that pass, but that's okay. 4 is good enough. Shred Hot was in the penalty box, so that's 0 for the Hooligans.
It looks like, unfortunately, we have a Concho in the box again.
So that's going to be the end of Honcho. No, so sad. And that looks like Slinging Grits is heading over to take Honcho's place. And again, Honcho's such a respectful skater. I'll always make sure to, swing by and thank the officials, thank the announcers. Actually, just thank the penalty box managers for ejecting, not ejecting, but fouling.
Yeah, like finishing up the thing.
Thank you. I appreciate you. You've counted time down for me. You counted 7 times. I'm sad about that, but thank you.
Yeah, definitely owe a lot to officials in this sport.
Oh, and Zora
up the inside line.
Untouched on that inside line.
Nothing feels better as jamming than being able to zip right through.
Oh, but coming back around on that scoring pass, definitely not untouched. Hits a brick wall. Sidney Crosby able to compete the initial.
Zora up that inside line again, untouched. For a scoring pass, 4 points.
Oh, nice work there by Nemesis. Oh, and into the boards goes Skidney Crosby. This really was hockey.
It was.
You rattled the streaming table. You better not have broken that. You better still be live.
I always think about how I used to play beer league hockey and how a lot of it is not no contact, but it's no body checking. And how many of them would absolutely adore playing roller derby. Just for the mere fact of being able to hit people again.
Yep. Nice work by Nemesis there. Clearing out this wall again, breaking it up, peeling back Nurse Ratchet. Oh, and just going to work on Benito. Again.
That Philly wall recycling so well.
But Zora calling it and calling it big. Picks up an additional 3 points. So that was a 15-point jam for Zora.
Another great example of derby sportsmanship. After that really tough jam for Zora, the number 4 from Philly made sure to check and make sure they were doing all right.
I don't know. Zora's endurance is pretty phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all that derby.
I mean, exactly. When does Zora have time to rest? Shaggy up against Homestar Roller. Oh, and just literally everybody launching face first out of that pack. Shaggy getting leveled.
Picking up lead. Homestar Roller.
Shaggy was leveled by Rolling Thunder. This pack is pretty spread out and moving fast. Just the conga line there. Mike Oxbig dragging Homestar Roller into the pack. Homestar picking up all 4 points, no, just 3, and falling it off.
And we're down to the last 4.5 minutes of this game. 136 for the Pittsburgh Undead, 116 for the Philadelphia Hooligans. Plenty of derby left to play. That's at least 2 or 3 jams right there.
At least.
And that's not a huge lead. I can't do the math on this one because the numbers are weird, but it's at least 15.
So 136. So 20? 20?
20. Oh, there you go.
That's a math that I could do. It's so easy that Pinky can math.
If I don't have enough fingers to count it off on, I really usually can't do it.
Fingers, toes, elbows, whatever you can get in there to count it off. Oh no, do I not have any cough drops? The woes of one Pinky Donchadero.
No more cough drops.
I need my Jakesman's honey lemon throat sweets.
I feel like we should add like your throat sweets and like nice tea and stuff like that for whenever you're announcing, just to make sure your voice is taken care of as well. I'll add that to the list.
Oh, thank you. The Guardians, they take such good care of me. And Wrecker has Lemon to take good care of him, opens up that inside line. Omi is your lead jammer. Oh no, Wrecker being called. I believe that was on a back block. Yeah, Brianna Ruins is giving that kind of push signal, so that's a back block. Wrecker is going to sit for 30 seconds, leaving Uller out on the track unopposed.
For a scoring pass on a power jam here, picks up 4 points. Working hard to close that gap, and it's absolutely within reach.
Absolutely.
Philly lining up for some solid offense here.
Well, Candy doing a great job of bridging that and making sure that Nurse Ratchet isn't able to come in and create the sweep. Jackson puts again, one of those, what looks to be a tiny tap on Uller, sends Uller into a full spin, has to come back, gets the drawback into turn 2. It's just enough time, ticks that clock down, and it releases Wrecker from the penalty box to also complete a scoring pass.
Challenging that back wall. Wrecker fighting to get a few more points in. This will be a 2-minute jam, as we had a jammer go to the box, and then we had a star stash for a second.
Mm-hmm. Lemon, Candy, Jackson. Ooh, Lemon. Ooh, nice work staying inbounds there by Lemon. But Lemon being called on a penalty. I think Lemon may have made contact while Uller was out of bounds. I think. That's what my eyeballs potentially have seen, but I am not a ref, so I will not make ref calls from the announcer booth. But the penalty box is full with Lemon and Rad. Candy receiving a penalty at the end of that. Candy will have to stay out on the track, and as soon as one of these blockers are freed, Candy will then take a seat. So we left that final jam, Wrecker picking up 7 points, and that was 12 points.
All right, here we go. Jam number 19. Frank Shredhot coming out as the lead jammer for the Philadelphia Hooligans. But we have Zora not too far behind. And like we said, that endurance, she'll be catching up fast.
And, again, here we go. Skaters all, this game brought to you by the sound effects.
We need like a soundboard.
We really do.
Zora's barely staying out. Going out of bounds there. Would have been a nice inside little spin. But Frank Shredhot getting called for a penalty, so we have a power jam for Zora this last minute of the game.
Did you happen to see what penalty that was?
I am not sure. I saw a head tap. I'm not sure if that's was leading with the head.
Maybe leading with the head. But this is not the way the Hooligans wanted to go into these final jams. Oh, the person you don't want on a power jam is Zora. Zora, a little bit of a leap there, but Benito able to catch Zora in air, goes out of bounds, has to reset. That kills some time on the clock for
Frank Shredhot pushing through on another scoring pass. Ooh, solid hit right to the ribs.
And it looks like we may have Lemon sitting. Thank you again to our medics. We always give so much love to our volunteers and especially our medics. We literally cannot do this without our medics. We cannot put wheels on our feet until there is a medic in the building. They keep us safe. They allow us to do what we do. And they're always quick up out of their chairs to make sure our skaters are okay and can return to play. Even if the jam is called off for injury, we want to make sure that they sit those three and they're right back out there doing what they love.
Sometimes even before you know you need them, they're already ready to go. I know Bonk is one of the medics here today, and he's been a part of the Derby community for over a decade. And it's always really reassuring to see him walk into the building with his medic bag and like, oh, we're going to be in good hands today.
And it looks like we are going to have a team timeout called by the Pittsburgh Undead. That last jam, wow, was a 14-12 jam in favor of the Undead just by 2 points. We have a 17-point game. So again, possible. We saw in jam number 3, number 87, that is Sidney Crosby with a 16-point jam. So, and that, if you speculate, get the Undead jammer into the penalty box, contain that jammer. But penalty box really, and you can get somebody out there like Homestar Roller, Skidney Crosby, and put up one big jam. This could be the change in this last.
Yeah, this is definitely the last jam, and it could possibly go the full 2 minutes if they keep it rolling.
We're from Philly. We're from Philly. We're from Pittsburgh. We're from Philly. We live on other sides of the state.
Here we go. Starting that last jam. Zora as Pittsburgh Undead's jammer. Homestar Roller for the Hooligans.
Homestar Roller being called out on a penalty. This is going to be a power jam for Pittsburgh. Oh, Grasso putting a big hit on Zora. Zora has to come in behind the furthest most blocker, which is Nurse Ratchet. So that's dragging Zora all the way back to the pivot line. Zora getting a little bit of speed, gets a run, gets around. Mike Oxbig gets around. Come
on, my gosh. I'm getting so right up just watching it. Zora pushing hard, trying to get lead jammer there.
Mike Oxbig bridging that. Zora's still trying to push. Mike Oxbig in Hurricane Heather skates, just keeping that little step there.
Big block here by Philadelphia Hooligans.
Homestar Roller, though, stuck behind this wall. Pittsburgh
pushing hard.
Catching it. But Homestar Roller, one step around Zora, is not lead. Zora is lead. And Zora calls off the jam.
Oh, my goodness. Unofficial score there, 157 to 140 in favor of the Undead, but it really could have gone either way the entire game.
It really could have gone either way.